ultimately prevention is the best form of protection. Even had the international community responded in a speedy way to the Rwandan genocide, we would still have lost hundreds of thousands of lives in Rwanda by the time that the intervention could have got in to stop the genocide. So there's absolutely no doubt that prevention is the core. And what's interesting as well is that the Will Summit Outcome document specifically singled out prevention as a core aspect of the responsibility to protect. So I think that that's the key. And I'm also fairly skeptical, as I set out in the article in Ethics and International Affairs, fairly skeptical about the likelihood of criteria or principles shaping the way the Security Council takes decisions. I think once a matter gets to the council politics are going to take over, and that ultimately skilled diplomats will use principles and criteria to justify whatever position they seem to take. Now, I think that R2P would make it difficult, if not impossible, for diplomats to argue against intervention in a case exactly like Rwanda. But I think that's the rub. It's exactly like Rwanda. Most cases aren't exactly like Rwanda.
Yeah.
And as I think Darfur shows only too well, there is plenty of wiggle room for diplomats.
What should be happening in Darfur? If R2P were working as you think it should be working?
Well, I think the key in Darfur now, and the key in Darfur over the last 2 years has not been about activists calling for armed intervention or bashing the Chinese, because we now have a Security Council resolution on the books that's Chapter 7, so it's the enforcement powers, has a civilian protection mandate, and calls for the deployment of the UN's largest ever peace operation, 26,000 soldiers and police. The key in Darfur is making that work.